expect us to still do the same amount of work. Oh, no.
Jerk. He's gonna he's gonna yes, probably look at this
Tables around the ground, chairs out there. They're going to wheel one
Crowd has in different buildings. What do you expect? Sometimes it pays the way.
I'm gonna say, or throw anything at her.
Unless I won't leave again.
That's all it was doing. Guys, there is chairs. People want you to come on in, please. I don't think we got
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Come on up, there's some chairs up here in the front. They're even more comfortable at some of your end.
Here. Here. Paul.
Here.
Here. There goes.
Here. Consent agenda, items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will occur unless a council member request the item to be removed from the consent agenda. If an item is removed from the consent agenda, will be considered elsewhere on the agenda for this meeting. Prior to asking for a motion to approve the agenda, I would ask any council members who wish to remove an item from the consent agenda for public discussion. Now I move that the minutes of the regular meeting of July 5th, 2017, and bills and payrolls for the first half of July 2017 be approved. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll make that.
Commissioner Hall, please call the roll, please.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Graven? Yes. Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Owen?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes. Presentation, petitions, and communications. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for persons who desire to address the council. The Illinois Open Meeting Act mandates the city council may not take action on comments received on matters that have not been identified on the agenda. Council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the matter for action on the agenda for another meeting. Persons addressing the council are requested to limit their presentation to 3 minutes and to avoid repetitious comments. We would also ask you state your name, your address for the record, as well as stand when you are speaking. Now, I assume there are some that are here today that would like to address the council. Okay. If you are interested in addressing items on the agenda other than the item having to do with the ambulance service, are there any here that wish to address any of those other items? Okay. What I would like to do with the approval of the council members is to change the agenda around somewhat. I would like to take and put the ambulance service, item number 2, to the back of the agenda and cover the other items first. The other items are pretty much routine in nature. We can get through them, and I know there will be a number of comments, and then we will take up the ambulance issue. Is there any objection to that by council members? Okay. If not, then I would move the approval of an amendment to the personnel policy and the appendix requiring the usage of the municipal identification cards. Is there a second to that motion? Commissioner Graven, comments, questions? Would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Graven? Yes. Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Owen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
And
Commissioner
move,
Graven?
oh, sorry. Make a motion to adopt resolution 2017-2998 declaring a moratorium on disposal of tree and yard waste materials from the general and tree contractors in the city's yard waste facility due to overstock material.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Commissioner Cox, questions or comments? Would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Owen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Graven?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
I make a motion to approve council decision request 2017-1779, approving the annual MPDES permit fee in the amount of $37,500 for the operation of the wastewater treatment plant.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Hall, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Owen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Graven?
Yes.
Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve council decision request 2017-1780, awarding the bid of $29,763 to Anderson Electric for the lighting improvements to the municipal parking lot located at 21st and Broadway.
Is there a second to that motion? Commissioner Owen, questions, comments, discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Graven?
Yes.
Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Owen? Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
I make a motion to approve council decision request 2017-1781, approving the appointment of firefighter Anderton Cole to regular employment status with successful completion of his probationary period effective July 16, 2017.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Commissioner Graven, questions, comments, discussion? Yes, Chief?
Just a couple of statements from Andy's supervisors on his 6-month and 1-year evaluations. Great work ethic, outstanding attitude and enthusiasm towards the job. Always eager and willing to lend a hand. and consistently displays a high level of professionalism. And the highlights of professional development evaluation, so those kinds of smile on his face. This is good guy.
Anderton, CB, wait, where you at? Right there.
Congratulations. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Raymond?
Yes.
Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Owens?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes. I move the adoption of resolution number 2017-2997, eliminating the city operated ambulance service effective May 1, 2018. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Commissioner Graven. We now will open this up to comments or discussion that anyone may have. If you would come up, you can get up to the front and if you would identify yourself for the record, your name and address.
Mayor, recognize the member first.
Yes, sure.
Chief Benjamin, member of the city of Mattoon. Just a few statements. I just want to remind everyone here why we purchased the ambulances and entered the 911 rotation. During that particular time, the city was constantly being left unprotected by other services, being out of town, or just being busy. With call 2006, 2007, 2008, the city of Charleston was over here 129 times. 2009 to present, 37 times. So it's still happening with 6 ambulances on the streets. Another reason was to help generate a revenue stream for the general fund that was starting to become stagnant. 2011, the ambulance brought in 82,000. This year, 2017, approached 700,000. The guys I got downstairs, they work their tails off. I know you guys know that. To build this service, they're the most professional, hardworking, highly trained, dedicated, compassionate employees I could ask for. Their level of service is top notch, and it can't be compared. And we have satisfaction surveys to back that up. We started surveys the day we got into business, and we're still doing them. One thing I want to talk about is we need to make sure who's being impacted if we decide to eliminate our ambulance. The citizens of Mattoon and the Western County residents. Sarah Bush Lincoln is going to be affected. There are patients that need to be transferred to higher level of care facilities. And also the city of Charleston, when their ambulances continually have to come over here to leave their city to cover our city. Now I know budgets are tight. I've been involved the last 2 years. We've cut. And I understand something's got to change, but I'm just not sure, I'm not convinced that this is what needs to change. In closing, this isn't the first time we've been down this road to get rid of the ambulances. We need to get it right this time. And I'm hoping there's a slim chance here that maybe we can table this vote or this motion, postpone it, and let's do some studies. Get some hard, real fast numbers and make sure we're doing it the right way. We've done it wrong twice already. Let's don't do it wrong again. That's all I have.
Tony, can I ask you to sit down? How many times has Charleston been over? And how many years?
I've got 2006 to 2017 right here.
That's what I'm talking about. You said just recently.
So that was 37 times from the 2009 to present.
Okay, so according to your thing, they've been over here 5 times in 17, 0 in 16,
Yes.
and 2 in 15?
Yes.
I thought you were, like, last 2 or 3 years, you said 37, just misunderstood, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Who else would like to speak in this?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to absolutely.
Chief.
don't know me, my name's Sean Youngie. I'm the Assistant Fire Chief for the City of Mattoon. Raise your hand if you're a Mattoon firefighter. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for your service. Secondly, this has been a contentious week for us. This has not been easy. This has been one of those storms that comes once every 7 to 10 years. And I want to thank you for your dedication. I want to thank you for taking the high road. I want to thank you for your integrity and being respectful during this past week, and I'm sure it's going to continue on. One of the goals of the City of Mattoon Comprehensive Plan is to provide high-quality and efficient city services that allow businesses and neighborhoods to thrive and grow in a positive manner. An objective within this goal is to maintain an adequate level of emergency service protection throughout the city and ensure that public safety infrastructure is adequate for current and future populations. It goes on to say that the city will assess service levels to determine appropriate staffing levels for all departments and establish benchmarks for changes in services in response to changes in populations or expectations. I think we can all agree in this room and beyond that the city of Mattoon is struggling with budgetary issues, and we have for some time. And it's the responsibility of all of us to work together to find strategies and solutions to not only address our current financial distress, but to put the city on a long-term financial path to success. That being said, I cannot support the elimination of our ambulance service that is written in the resolution for the following reasons. The city made a large investment to initiate the ambulance service in 2007. We sent 6 people to paramedic school, paid 500 hours of overtime for each medic to go to school, which is over $100,000 in just overtime to send those guys to school. It costs somewhere on the order of $160,000 to $180,000 per ambulance. We purchased in 2007. We purchased another one in 2013. Over the last couple of years, we've purchased 2 monitors. That's $32,000 a piece. We purchased power cots. That costs $11,000 to $13,000 a piece. And so, in getting into this venture, we also want to see a return on our investment. There has been no internal or external impact assessment conducted. An impact assessment would give the city a means of measuring and judging the significance of changes to key internal and external stakeholders brought about by dissolving our ambulance service. Some of those external stakeholders include Mitchell Jordan and Dunn's Ambulance. To my knowledge, there's been no impact assessment done, whereas a business plan would be set forth that would outline clear deliverables and milestones to indicate that they can not only continue to provide ambulance services now, but assume the increase in call volume by May 1st and beyond. One particular service currently is having issues maintaining staffing, supplies, and equipment. And I know this because I'm on the front lines for everyone here every single day. Sarah Bush Lincoln, as the chief mentioned, they're going to have issues surrounding transfers to hospitals for higher level of care, as well as non-emergency transports to clear room for new patients. And this is extremely important to them as they get to peak census status and there are no beds available. The city of Charleston, the fire chief just indicated to the media that it's quite possible that they will have to respond to Mattoon for additional EMS calls, which will deplete resources from their community. CFP ambulances have been here 5 times in the last few weeks. Contract customers, such as our manufacturing and industrial facilities, we train with them, we do pre-plans with them, we do walkthroughs with them, and so they prefer our services based on our knowledge and experience and our training with those. We also have long-term care facilities that require our services as well. The CCOM Dispatch Center, their main focus is to get the ambulances out to the people that are calling for help. If we deplete those resources, they're going to have issues getting the ambulances out to where they need to be. So with what we know at this time, I do not believe that currently provided owned ambulance services in Mattoon are able to provide the appropriate level of ambulance services to meet the need of the community as outlined in the resolution. Furthermore, I further believe that the loss of the Mattoon Fire Department ambulance will be detrimental and is not in the best interest of the community as outlined in the resolution. With this in mind, I respectfully request that the City Council does not dissolve the ambulance service at this time. Thank you.
Are there others who wish to address the council? Yes, sir. Would you identify yourself, please?
Yes, sir. My name is Kirk Allen. I'm the co-founder of the Edgar County Watchdogs. I'm also a fire chief in Kansas. I'm an EMT. And I'm also in the fire business. I train fire departments all over the country. And in regards to, it's really interesting because as an EMT, hey, we want to provide our service as a business owner. If business can provide it, great. What happened in Kansas, Illinois, several years ago was our community wanted to get rid of their ambulance. And I put the brakes on it, and I asked them, and if I could, gentlemen, firefighters, please do not answer this question. I asked the city council, what is your current ISO rating? Does anyone on the council know what that is? What is your current rating? 5. 5? It's not a 5. Okay? And no offense, it changes over time. I believe it's a 4, correct? It's a 4. ISO impacts, for those who don't know, Insurance Service Office is your insurance rating, and it's based on communication, water delivery, and your fire department capabilities. And in that grading structure, in Kansas we were a 9, which was 10 is the worst you can be. We were a 9. I became the chief and I said, we're not getting rid of the ambulance, here's what we're going to do. And we put a plan together to drop our rating 2 points to a 7. And everybody said we couldn't do it. We did it. When ISO came back out, we got a 7. Our average policy premium saved for every property owner in our community, according to the insurance company, was $165 a year. So no matter what side of the aisle on, everybody that pays an insurance premium, your ISO rating can be impacted. So my question is, what would it take to get you to a 3? Because I believe you can do it. I know you can do it because I train fire departments on how to do it everywhere. And by doing that, that saves not only your municipal insurance a fortune, but it saves every single business owner and property owner on their personal policy. And for the most part, there's a few insurance companies that don't honor ISO, but for the most part, it saves them property insurance. And through that process in Kansas, they actually supported a tax where they ended up giving up about $30 per home, but they saved $160, so they were still a net gain in revenue, and we maintained keeping the ambulance, and since then we've upgraded to 2 ALS units in the little town of Kansas. And we did it through solutions, and through that cost-benefit analysis of what we could do with ISO with a plan to put forward. And tonight, I'll volunteer my time to help this department any way I can.